Hello! Welcome to the House of Witchcraft. I'm Taren S, High Priestess in an American Witchcraft Tradition. I'm lucky enough to have one of the Cottage witches joining me today, Dana.
Hello.
You've seen her in other videos with me. Whenever I get the opportunity to have other witch folk here, I promise you I will have them. I think it's so important to hear different voices, different opinions, different,
Yeah.
you know?
Diversity is brilliant within covens.
We all are individuals first, you know, and we talked about that in a previous video on joining a coven and things along those lines. So, of course, please check it out. All right. Today we're going to be talking about living or having a magical, blessed life. It doesn't mean you have a perfect life.
Yes.
All right? Not all my stuff works. And sometimes shit happens.
Yes.
Sometimes there's other factors that I don't have any control over. What I do have control over is how I react to it.
Yes.
But I did hear, I was reading this thread where they were talking about how can you do these workings for love if you're in the process of a divorce.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, even though, because on the front you hear that sentence and you're like, oh yes, that makes perfect sense. You know, you can't talk about this if you're not doing well. But then you look at your own life and we're not all perfect. Just because you had a failed marriage and you recognize that you're in a bad marriage and you choose to leave it doesn't mean that you now don't know how to find a better marriage. If anything, it could state that you understand yourself better.
I was like, I would almost want that person instead because they're more realist.
Exactly.
And that not all of us get this eternal one lifetime love. Mm-hmm. Many of us have many loves. Mm-hmm. You have relationships or seasons and everything. So just because a relationship is ending, it is traumatic. Yes, this person's going through a divorce. But
they still have the knowledge to help others. It's not like because they went through this that means that they should, you know, find a new career and give up, you know, marriage counseling, whatever. No, you can still make love potions if you're going through a divorce. You can still make love spells if you're going through a divorce.
I think, though, sometimes folks think that, I'm going to go embracing my witchiness and I'm going to have a magical life, and that means all my problems are going to be solved.
Yes, that's a big one. What's a money spell? What's a happiness spell? What's a this spell? What's a this spell? What's a this spell? People want to do spells for everything in life instead of just trying it the mundane way first. They want to take so much from the universe while barely giving anything back and wonder why their spells are backfiring on them.
And that is a big thing. You new folk out there, you come into our community and all you do is say what you want. I want this magic. I want that.
Yeah.
The universe works in balance. What are you doing for the universe?
Yes. Find some way to give back to the community. Find some way to give back to those around you, mundane, magical, whichever. If you want to ask from the universe, you have to give back.
So important, folks. I know this sounds really simple, but we're in a state of gratitude is when the blessings really do happen. And sometimes we work really hard to be in a state of gratitude, and we bust our butts. And it still seems like, quite frankly, we're getting shit on.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna.
My tire blew on the freeway this week. Why? I don't know. I'm just trying to think on what karmatic thing I did to deserve a tire popping on the freeway.
Oh no, that wasn't the. She sat on the freeway for 4 hours.
No, I sat on the freeway for 5 hours. I waited for AAA for 4 hours. Thanks, AAA. Each time I called in, 45 minutes. If you don't think I didn't call to all the gods and goddesses at that point when I'm sitting on the side of the freeway going, somebody help me, and nobody did. Yeah, sometimes it just happens, folks.
the chaos theory, the shit happens theory.
The shit happens theory.
The fact that you are in control of your space, but you're not in control of the rest of the world.
Yes, like with this, I had a friend who tried to help me, bless her heart, but she wasn't able to, and she said that she felt really bad that I was there all by myself for those 5 hours. And I explained, I was like, it's fine. I'm not going to let it bother me. I cried for a half second. But I wasn't going to I did cry for a half second. It was getting dark and it was scary. Before that, I wasn't going to let it bother me. I wasn't going to put me in too sour of a mood. I was controlling how I was reacting to sitting on the side of the 5 freeway for 5 hours. That wasn't fun.
And it's not the shit that happens. It's what do you do next?
Yeah.
Okay, how do you react to it? It's like she found the courage and strength inside of her. She called upon those energies and everything, and we have Dana back now. She's no longer on the freeway.
I thought I was going to live there.
I know.
Miss Taren tried to, she's like, do you need help, honey? I'm like, I live on the freeway now.
It was sad. It was sad, folks. Poor girl.
But
your problems don't, if you think that becoming a witch is going to solve problems.
Yeah, no witchcraft could have fixed that.
It's not going to solve all your problems. Right. It's going to empower you. It's going to give you confidence.
Yeah.
It's going to give you the ability to connect your physical realms to your spiritual realms and move in between where the magic occurs. But you need to be working your physical realms. All right, we were just...
Check your tires.
Yeah. Well, we were just talking about an acquaintance which is new here to the community and who so far has been wanting a love spell, a prosperity spell, a banishment spell. I don't remember how many. It's just this whole list.
In 90 days or less, it feels.
And their life is a little chaotic right now, and they got a lot of stuff going on. And instead of looking outward to fix all these problems, need to be looking inward.
Yes.
And need to be looking in physical realms.
And if you don't know how to help yourself, one of the things that I love to tell people is help others. If you honestly, if you don't know how to help yourself, how can I give back to the universe? Volunteer. There are so many things that you could do to give back to those around you, magical or mundane. You could volunteer at a local food bank.
Start attracting the blessing energy to you by giving blessings.
And you'll always, I don't know if it's selfish to say, but it warms your soul. You walk away from it feeling better, knowing that you made a difference in somebody's life, no matter how big or small. It's important, and it adds to the karmatic debt in the universe. Every good deed, it doesn't hurt anyone to do a good deed. All it can do is just increase your own self.
Like energy attracts like energy. So if you are doing kind things for people, you're doing those spontaneous acts, the ones in which we don't ever tell anybody else, that's just between us and the goddess, or us and divinity. That's the real stuff. And that you start surrounding yourself with all of this, and good things do happen. And I know it's really hard when you're sitting there with bills due, you've got the rent due, car payments behind, life ain't going right, and everything else. And you just feel like you need a break.
Yes.
All right. And that's where you keep working at it, and you keep put in your head that break is coming.
And you can do prosperity workings. I'm not saying that you can't do them. That's not what we're trying to say. That yes, you can try and receive help, but don't do it one-sidedly, I guess is what we're trying to say.
I mean, yeah, and if you actually look behind our heads, and right along the top edge, you'll see those 2 little gold flashies. I was like, can you grab one? These are so cool. When we talk about prosperity, I'm constantly working prosperity and wealth. I know, aren't these the prettiest little things? A friend of mine brought these back. I don't know how well my camera, because this is actually...
It's very shiny.
It's plated in gold. The Vietnamese monks, they give these out when you do donations, and you can also take them and burn them. I have them, as you see, sitting on my altar up there to constantly. I want to attract wealth and gold and prosperity.
What's wrong with wanting prosperity?
Right, we're not. This isn't. You know.
Don't throw away your grimoire and give up witchcraft.
But at the same time, that I have those little. That's not my. I've got. That's like plan D, E, or F. Okay. Yeah. On how I get money in my bank account. I work hard. I don't work Monday through Friday, and it's quitting time. I'm constantly 7 days a week trying to figure out something to do. And that's the attitude you got to take. If you want to get ahead, you got to hustle.
Yes.
Don't be sitting on your couch talking about you're going to make a YouTube video. I can't make a YouTube video. I don't have a camera. I can't make a YouTube video. I don't have lights. I can come up with 100 reasons why I can't make a YouTube video. When I started making these YouTube videos, I joke about I was a 15th century witch. I rang a bell. What that means is I don't have any real technology understanding. If you understood how truly untechnology I actually am, you would laugh at me. I turned on my computer, my laptop. I found it had a little camera there, and I pressed play. And I started recording. I found me a little editor. I started working it. I now have a cool fancy camera that I'm all excited, my new webcam.
It has a witch's hat on it right now.
Yeah, we put a witch's hat on the camera because we felt like that you wanted to wear a witch hat.
We're talking to our witches.
We're talking to other witches.
Yes.
So we decided to dress the camera up a little more witchy.
Yeah.
I think we should put a little cloak around it. So
no,
that it
have the stand be a broom.
Ooh,
maybe like a broom
yeah,
right there.
we need to give you a little broom and everything. It works better for us to have somebody to talk to.
Yeah, great.
But back on living that blessed magical life doesn't mean that you live a perfect life. It doesn't mean that things don't go bad for us. All right, things do. I have tragedies in my life just like you have. I have bills in my life just like you have. All right, that's not what defines us. What defines us is what do we do when these things happen.
Yes.
What is your reaction, all right, how you deal with it. And we first deal with it in the physical realms. Don't be thinking I'm going to go run in my bedroom and do a spell and that's going to fix it.
Yeah.
You got to fix it in the physical realms and then go to spiritual realms and say, hey, can I have a little extra boost to help this along? All right. Doing spells all the time. I actually really do very few spells or very few actual workings. I have a continual behind me is my altar. I'm constantly feeding it.
Yeah, like one of my most powerful spells that I've ever done that to this day still has never failed me. It's a healing spell that I do. I have only done it probably about 4 or 5 times. No, probably 3 or 4 times my entire life because I don't want to take advantage of something that I know works. I'm not going to use it every time someone has a cold or something like that. It's something that's very...
keep it for the good stuff.
Exactly, right? Yeah. But I don't want to take advantage of it, you know?
Yes, that is what it is about. Don't come into the magic community thinking magic fixes your life.
Magic can bless your life. Magic can help you live the most amazing, fun life that you can live, but it can't fix everything for you.
No. You know, and people, you know, oh my, I think my boyfriend's cheating on me. Do you have a spell? Can anybody do something? If that, don't let that be your first.
Yes, no.
The first thing you're going to go do. Oh, I'm going to do a spell. I'm going to curse you, or I'm going to bless you. That's not the go-to. All right. Yes, I am constantly feeding my altar for good energies to surround me. And when something tragedy happens, I have to pick myself back up. And I do go to my circle, and the connection with the goddess is part of my strength for dealing with it. That is the magic that I'm given. It's the strength to handle the situation. Yeah. Not the strength to fix it.
No.
All right? magic doesn't fix stuff. Divinity doesn't fix stuff. You fix stuff.
Yes.
All right? You want to have the strength of the divinity with you, the knowledge of magic behind you, but you want to be in the physical realm. You fix you.
Yes. Don't owe 2 debtors and 3 friends and your Aunt Mary $500 and keep trying to work prosperity spells and wonder why they don't work.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, you got to pay your debts.
Yes.
If you be thinking you got one over on somebody, all right, where you didn't do something quite fair and now you're wondering why there's no money in your wallet. I wonder why there's no money in your wallet.
Mm-hmm. Get your mundane life in order and then try and work a little bit of magic.
Yes, that's, I talk about this a lot, is say what you're going to do what you're going to say. If you...
Use your words sparingly, but when you do, hold it like iron.
Yeah, so we're talking, that's right there, that's out of the way. We don't have a book.
I don't have my book.
One sec. The Secret Grimoire of the Witch's Cottage. What she had just said was the way. And this is a guidelines that we strive to live by, incorporate, be inspired by. Witches don't have rules, and we damn sure don't have a list of things we can and cannot do. It is our own list that we write. You write your own list. Please, I'm sorry. I'm still getting used to looking at the camera up there. I just realized.
Look at the hat.
And we put a hat on you so that we would keep looking at you. It was written by Ed Fitch, and the late 60s, early 70s. Copies of it started being circulated here in America among many covens. My High Priestess embraced the words and put them within the tradition. And all of the subsequent covens, hive-offs from that, we have all continued on as we feel that the way is really wise words. And
it's guidelines to live a blessed life. It's not rules, it's not regulations, but it's really good guidelines to live a blessed life.
And if and also when the poop happens, hits the fan, these are words to help us pull our bootstraps up, get up, and go out there and handle it.
Yes.
Life is messy. Sometimes things don't go according to plan. We don't live in a vacuum. We don't live in a world that's not changing. That wouldn't be interesting, folks. So yeah, you're going to have to deal with the unexpected. Just because you do divination doesn't mean that you know what's going to happen every day. Mm-hmm. We don't read our tarot cards to find out every morning how our days are going.
Nope.
That's a connection that we use sparingly. Or when we feel, now if you're training, you're new to it, you may be in a course where you're working those tarot cards every day. You keep doing that. That's very good. What I'm talking about is after you're proficient with your cards, trying to use them every day to decide if you should put creamer in your coffee or not for the morning. Okay?
Yeah, that's getting a bit excessive.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I must consult the tarot cards.
Yes. Well, because I did that as well too. The first 6 months I was learning cards. I did a spread every day, but then at one point I just stopped because it was telling me the same thing every day because the cards were like, all right, you're done.
And it's really good when you're first starting out, though,
yeah,
too, because you do want to connect to your cards and you want to spend some time working them. Yeah. But once you become proficient in them, you do want to use them sparingly for yourself. If you are reading them professionally, I read professionally.
I did not.
At the end of the day, when I went home, they stayed there. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay. You have to really keep a strong line on it and everything. All right, so We talked about the fact that just because you are trying, striving, living a blessed, magical life does not mean you have a perfect life.
No.
Nor does it mean that we never make mistakes.
No.
Sometimes we gossip when we shouldn't.
Sometimes we say things that are mean that we regret later on.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes it comes out of the mouth and you're like, oh, no. All right.
Well.
But we strive to do better. We
Yes.
strive to be better. We take responsibility for our actions.
Yeah.
If anything, learn to raise your hand and it would say, I was the one that did that.
You can walk away from any situation and learn something that you could do better in any situation. That's something I try and live my life by. Everything that happens, every situation I'm in, whether good or bad, I can walk away from it somehow doing slightly better.
That's a good philosophy, and I really hope that there were some words here that inspired you, made you feel a little better about yourself. That's what all these videos are about. And if there's a particular topic that you would like to hear us chat about, discuss, or anything else, please leave in the comments section below. I'm always so happy when I do get comments. Even if I don't agree with you, I still leave the stuff posted up there. We talk a lot about diversity and different opinions, respecting other beliefs. So I don't take down any comments.
There's people do that.
Yes. Yeah. And everything, but
diversity is always welcomed within groups. How else can you learn or grow if you're not speaking to people who have slightly different opinions than your own?
Definitely. So when you're out there on your magical journey, always remember, do you, boo.
You do you, boo.
And you will be doing just fine.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us here in my little cottage. Taren S.
Dana.
And House of Witchcraft. You can find out more about us at houseofwitchcraft.com. We also have the Instagram House of Witchcraft. And hopefully one day maybe I'll do a Facebook page if that's what you guys are interested in.
That could be fun.
I'm not sure what we're doing with that, but if you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. Thanks again, and as always, amen, asha, ashe, blessed be, and a bobo. We're looking at the hat. We don't look down at the monitor. You looked at the monitor.
You looked at the monitor.
I did not look